Okay, this is my part two of the differences that I've noticed between California and Texas. All right, as I mentioned before, I moved out to Texas in 2011. I've been here more than a decade. I brought my whole family out here. And so let's talk about five more things that I've noticed that sets Texas and California apart. The first thing that I noticed, was really surprised by this, was how family friendly Texas was. Now, which part of Texas? I mentioned before, if you guys don't know, my name is Lawrence. I'm a realtor. I live in Austin, Texas, and I moved to Austin, Texas here from San Diego. And so I found Austin, Texas, at least the northern parts, to be very family friendly. And what does that mean? It's really surprising to me how many parks that they have, like in various neighborhoods. I found that very surprising. Where I'm from, there weren't parks easily accessible. There's a few parks here and there. And so having parks often, I found it to be really friendly, and there's a lot of kid-friendly things. It's really nice to see how many things there were for me and my family, because I brought my family here to do. It was really nice to see how many family-like stuff was out there for them, and I always appreciated that. That was really good, because when I came out here, I had two young ones and another one on the way. And it was easy, and my wife also found it easy to get with homeschool groups, and that was really friendly as well. There's a lot of homeschool groups out here in Texas. You just look them up and you can find them, and it's very accessible. I don't know how it was really difficult for us in California where we lived. It was really difficult to try to maneuver that, but here in North Austin, I found it really like a smooth process. So the next one, number two, this is the obvious one. Barbecue is a really big thing. Barbecue is a thing, brisket's a thing. The types of barbecues that I was served in California, it was good and I loved it and I was raised on it. And in my previous video, I kind of talked about the type of Mexican food and how nothing meets that. Well, I'm gonna flip the script here on that. The barbecue out here is by far better. I've never had brisket before in California, so when I came out here, and I found it and I tasted it, it was just amazing. My only problem with barbecue out here in Texas is that it's so expensive. It's not something you can just cheaply go get. I don't like that, but I mean, what do you expect, right? It is what it is. But there's a variety of barbecue places out here. You have so many. I was even able to be a judge in a brisket eating contest, and that was one of the greatest times, eating brisket. Just seeing. I thought that brisket all tasted the same until I did this. I was a judge in this brisket, and I tried so many varieties, and it really stood out to me that there's a lot of technique, there's a lot of style that goes into it. So barbecue is a big deal out here, and it's not just briskets, it's just how they smoke, how they cook, the different flavors. They have something that I'm still getting used to, is that they put a side of pickles and raw onions and bread, and so I'm trying to hopefully I eat it correctly. I don't know, I don't ask anybody, but that's a little bit unfamiliar to me, and it's going to be unfamiliar to you as well if you're coming from California and you notice that they give you a big pile of sliced bread and pickles and onions. So the third one, this is a little bit of a disappointment in Texas, but it's not enough for me to make a stink about. But I found that Texas has a lack of care for special needs and families who are dealing with special needs children, and the support isn't there in comparison to California. There's definitely support here in Texas, but if you look at the comparison of families with special needs, California is much better at that. And being a Texan, it would be nice to see that. It would be nice to see that kind of change. That's probably just the one thing I would say take from California. There's not too much that I would want to take from California, but that would be really nice. And so I'm a little bit surprised that Texas isn't ahead on that, unfortunately. But maybe they're making headway. Maybe I should pay attention better. Maybe I should research better. As a realtor, maybe I need to dig into that better. If you have a special needs family member and you're looking to buy a house out here, let me know. Let me see what I can do for you. All right. The next one is clearly obvious. This is the fourth one is clearly obvious. It's hot. It's hot. My first year in 2011, there was like, I don't know how many days there were, but it was like months of 100+ degrees. And it was really hot. It was really hot. It was really uncomfortable. It was wild, but it was my perfect introductory to Texas because it's never been that crazy ever since. And I've been here, and I almost look forward to the heat. I almost look forward to the warmth. I always like the warmth more than I like the cold. I just hate the cold. I'm not a cold person. Something that's slightly cold, if I have to pull out a blanket or turn on my heater, I'm uncomfortable. I'd rather take the 100 degrees over the thing. And so that is probably a disadvantage for many if you're coming from California. California, generally the weather is always nice. When I have family coming from California coming out here, you know, they're melting. While for me, I'm just like, it's fine. It's not, it's over, it's fine. And so when I go out to California, it's probably more chilly, even though, you know, it's a nicer day. I'm just like, oh, I'm a little bit more cold. But if you're a weather person and if you're about comfort, then yes, California is definitely going to be more comfortable. But if you are a person who enjoys the heat and the warmth, well, there's plenty of it here. I don't think we take first place. I think Nevada and Arizona take first and second place for the heat contest, and that's fine. I'm fine with taking third place. I don't want to be in first for that. But nonetheless, if you're coming out here to Texas, understand that it can get very hot, and everything's air conditioned, so you'll be okay. It's not, you know, it's not like everybody's running around, you know, melting. So the very last one, this is a strange observation that I've noticed. For some reason in California, everybody had a cat. Everybody had a cat, cats everywhere. You know, everyone's house smelled like litter boxes, and it was just really common. And I even had a cat. Right? I even had a cat. Before I moved out to Texas, I was ready to take my cat over, and my cat ran away. And it was like, well, you know, what can I do about that? You know, the cat chose freedom, and that's fine. And so when I came out here, I noticed that dogs were everywhere. Everybody had dogs. And, you know, eventually my wife and I, my family and I got 2 dogs, and we love our dogs, and we've become dog people. We were cat people at one point in time because it was just, that's what it was like in California from my personal experience. Come out here, everybody has dogs. We have dogs. We are officially dog people, and we're probably going to stay dog people until the day we die. I find dogs to be the greatest creature on the planet. I love them. I love them to death. They're great. But I don't see many people here in Texas with cats. I've seen a couple. I've met a couple. I've seen a few cats here and there. I find that to be rare. I find people with cats to be rare. And I find people with dogs to just be the normal. Everybody has a dog. There's dogs everywhere. And there's a lot of dog parks, and there's like restaurants with dog amenities, and there's dog places and this and that. And there's, you know, there's animal hospitals all over the place. It's a big deal. Animal care and love is a big deal. So these were my 5 observations. This is part 2, difference between California and Texas. And I'll probably do a part 3 because I'm sure there's a lot that I'm thinking of. But if you guys have any comparisons that yourselves, go ahead and leave the comments below, subscribe. Once again, my name is Lawrence. I'm a realtor here in Austin, Texas. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And if anybody needs any help real estate related wise, let me know. I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. Thank you.